Welcome to the Wexford Football League show. It's a new season. We're in our new home and we've new technology for the league. Nicky, the FAI Connect. It's causing a bit of talk out there among the managers. What do you make of it yourself?
I think it's going to be great. It's the way forward, technology. It'll obviously, hopefully, the clubs will buy into it and it'll act like a live score. So anybody who can't make games should be able to keep up with the fixtures of a Sunday.
Yeah, we trialled it there last weekend with a game. I thought it was great. For Celtic were doing live commentary on it, things that were happening in the match, yellow cards, the goal scores. Personally, I think it's going to be a game changer. I think it's going to get it out there for everyone in the county, outside of the county, even outside of the country. They can follow their local club, especially with lads moving away and things. I think it's a game changer for the league. I just hope all the clubs buy into it. There is a bit of concern with managers with maybe the extra work they have to do, but I think once they get used to it, it won't be as bad as they think.
I don't think there's extra work in it. When I managed, and I'm sure you were the same, you'd have your team Thursday night, Friday night. There's nothing from stopping you from putting your team into the app. All you have to do is press confirm of a Sunday if you don't have any changes to make. So I personally think it's a great thing to be able to have that kind of stuff on hand. Plus, I think it's great for the players. The players will be able to track themselves. Like there'll be goal scores kept, there'll be things like that. So to be a load of little personal things. If clubs really buy into it, you can add assists to it and everything like that. So look, it's the way forward. It's the same with the likes of what we're doing here. It's going to promote football within Wexford. So hopefully everybody will enjoy it.
Yeah, look, we need all the clubs to buy in it, but we need people to download the app too so that they can follow it and get the coverage of it up. I suppose a big concern maybe for me with some of the managers talking to him is the selecting of the team. If someone didn't turn up, but I think, am I right in saying that you can go to the referee before kickoff, even if you have sent your team in in the app, you can tell him I've made a change. Nicky Murphy's in for Aidan Brown, and he can change it then after the game.
He can change it. He can change it there and then. I think if you're bringing a player in, he'll just start the game with number 18, instead of say number 11 and things like that. But if you've confirmed your match card or early, but like look, these things happen. As you said, it's about moving forward. I'm sure there'll be a few little problems in the first few weeks, getting players registered and things like that. But look, it's actually. It can be quite daunting to look at. I actually went through it with Padraig Weahy a couple of weeks ago. And once you get in onto the app, and you get in onto your favourites, and if you're able to star all the divisions down along whatever division you follow, the minute you go into the app and just press the favourites button, the icon, that'll come up and it'll come straight to your league. So it's like everything can be daunting at the start, but it's the way forward.
Yeah, the League of Ireland has been using it for the underage games, and I suppose when I heard the Wexford League were going to go with it, I've been following the League of Ireland games. It's a big thing for me. The information you can find out about teams instantly, but even if you want to, on a Wednesday, if you're looking for something to do to find out about the team you're playing, you can go back on the games they played, see their starting 11. It's going to be a game changer, I think, for managers statistically as well as everything else.
Yeah, definitely. Like, and I know some people are concerned about phones and things like that, but like, there's phones all over the country. Everybody's able to use one, and some people might be a bit concerned about the technology side of it, but like, there's players there that can help out, and look, within a couple of weeks, everything will settle down, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I want a big shout out to the referees. They've bought in with this as well. This wouldn't happen without them agreeing to it, because they have probably a bit of extra work too. Well, maybe not extra work, but it's all going to be technology for them now rather than writing up reports. So I think they deserve a bit of credit for buying into it straight away and going with it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, once they confirm a result, that means that the league table will automatically change to whatever the results of the games are. So look, it's bringing everything forward, and obviously the referees buying into it. Some of them have done it already with the League of Ireland, as we said earlier on. So it's only about getting some of the other ones trained up, and away we go. And it's cutting the workload for the county board as well. There's a lot of stuff on it, suspensions and things like that they'll just be done automatically now.
Yeah, look, that's the FAI Connect, so we encourage all the clubs to buy into it and put up as much information as they can, and then for everyone else to download the app and follow it on a Sunday morning. I suppose
Just on that, if clubs do add it up, it makes our job doing this show a hell of a lot easier as well. So the more information we get, the better we can do as well.
wouldn't be like you to look for these way out.
Well, sure, make life handy, Aidan.
Yeah, so look, we're going to review the league now and try to make a few predictions and things and go through all the divisions. We're going to mainly look at the Premier Division 1 and 2 tonight, and then we'll talk about the rest of them, but we'll look into them during the week and then or following weeks ahead, and we'll do a special show on the youths as well in a week or two as well. So I think we'll start with the Premier. A lot of changing of managers in the Premier this year, a lot of first time managers in the Wexford Premier.
Yeah, massive amount. It'll be interesting to see, especially losing a character like John Godkin out of the league this year. I'm sure he'll be still helping North End, but it'll be interesting to see how the dynamic of that club changes. And also not only that, like Aidan, you've stepped away. I've gone out of a job, so it's a lot of change in the league.
Dodger's gone as well from Bowes, so
yeah. So it'll be interesting to see.
Who'll be the most Willie Pear, Brad will be the most experienced in it, back up at Camp Hyle.
Yeah, definitely.
Willie
Yeah,
Pear.
Brad, Martin Redmond, another one has been thereabouts for a while. So
Joe's been around management a good few years now.
Yeah, even for a young lad, he's been around quite a while. But there's a lot of lads there with the first year: Nicky Hines, Ken Kennedy, Danny Carty. You know, so there's a lot of lads there who have took big jobs in their first year. Yeah,
we might have a quick look at each club in it. So we'll start maybe with the three teams come up. We'll go with Ajax first. How do you think? Unfortunately, they've lost a few players in pre-season from the team they had last year.
Yeah,
under new management as well.
Yeah, under new manager actually. Yeah, Sean Farnan, Beefy. Beefy's played with Ajax a number of years, so he has a very tough job. They've had 4 promotions in a row coming up along. They've lost a few players over to the mine. They had quite an aging squad as well, so it'll be. I think it's going to be tough on Ajax this year. I know they brought in Nick Furlong, and they have his brother Fran in,
Ronan
McGrath in as well. So he has nice backroom staff there. Nick has a bit of experience up at Gorey. He'll lose Cooper. I think Cooper's gone to be a groundskeeper, and in fairness, I'd say it could possibly be the best surface and the best pitch to play on this year in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Ajax could well be, but Cooper does a great job up there, in fairness to him. But overall, I think they may struggle. There's 3 town teams in Enniscorthy town teams in the Premier League. They're all fighting for the same kind of pool of players, but I think Ajax may struggle a bit this year.
Yeah, look, I think they might struggle myself, but I think you have to give a big shout out to Beefy for stepping up in his first job in management when he knew he was probably going to lose a lot of these players. I think he deserves credit for that, and look, we both know he loves that club, so and it's his club, so he deserves a lot of credit for that. And this is going to be a tough season for him, but then they have a lot of experience still there with Anthony Russell, Jay Russell. You know, yourself, Glenn Buckley can be a very good player on the day if he really puts his mind to it. He can be. I personally think Glenn could play on a lot of teams in the Premier if he put his mind to it.
Yeah.
So I think he could be one to watch in the Premier if he really settles down and puts his mind to it.
Yeah, Glenn definitely could. Asking him to settle down and putting his mind to it is a different thing. Glenn's a real character, so but look, he definitely has the potential to do it. But it's totally up to himself. But look at it's going to be a tough season. They've had 4 great promotions, and it's just probably a pity that they couldn't get a few younger lads into the squad over the last 2 or 3 years.
And they couldn't hold on to the players they had.
Yeah, that's it. And look at...
I suppose big one will Mossy Man tug out for another year for him. I think they'll need him now, kind of. So I'd say he might...
Yeah, definitely. Look at you've JR, Jason Russell, Anto, Mossy, Glenn Fortune. Like, you won't get any more lads more experienced than them lads. And if they can dot a few young lads in around them, they might pick up a few results, but it could be tough.
Yeah. And another team promoted is Camp Hyle. We've just said they have the most experienced manager in the league in Brad. They have, unfortunately, probably losing one of their better players in Kevin Parker. He's going to Australia for the year, but I think Johnny Keaton is going to tug out again this year for him after a long-term injury.
Yeah, look, Camp Hyle, Camp Hyle are a strange kind of a club.
No one's going to like going down there.
Nobody. Definitely, you go down and, as they call it, the village. They have that kind of caveman mentality down there when you're in the village, and it's a tough place to come out of down there, especially with Johnny Keaton in midfield kicking lumps out of lads.
He
In
can play
fairness
too,
to him.
Nicky. Come on.
Oh no, he can, but he's ever slowing down a bit. So we just may make sure that his brother Darren ain't refereeing any of the games down there this year. But no, look at they have Mossy Kent. They have
Harris, Jamie Miller, probably one of the better players in the Premier.
They've a good bunch of lads there. And as you said, you're throwing a couple of experienced lads with Johnny and them into it. It's a nice little mix. Coming back up could be a bit of a struggle as well for him. But who knows? They have a massive game now against Rovers on Sunday, and if they can get a win on that, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of nerves on both sides going in there. But they'll need to get a good start.
The other team up there is Bunclody, winning Division 1 last year and getting to the Neil O'Sullivan Cup final. I think they've signed Jamie Fox, player both us know well, both know what he's capable of, so I think he's a good signing for them. Personally, I think they might struggle myself as well. I thought they might have got one or two more players in, but
yeah, they could. For me, the bigger signing they got was Barry Murphy. Barry's gone in to help coaching. I know he was involved with Bunclody's ladies there for a long time. He actually was involved with my daughter Roisin. He was very good. He was very impressive that time. And he's one who will show a lot of passion. And he won't let that Bunclody team rest. As you said, Jamie Fox won in. Jamie Fox probably had one of the most potential out of any player ever coming through in Enniscorthy. But he's never fulfilled it. And he needs to find a club now where he needs to fulfill it. He's jumped from Rovers to Des Moines to Ajax.
I think it's a good match.
And so do I. And I hope he really settles down and does it, because he's a lovely chap. He just needs to really settle down and play, because he's at that age now where I think he could do really well, and Bunclody could suit him. He's out of Enniscorthy. He's playing with a different group of lads there. So
and in a way they're opposite to Camp Highland. I think everyone is going to look forward to going to Bunclody because great facilities, great pitch. So
definitely. And the other side, I think Nick Finn, the manager, could be a good fit for Jamie, because Nick is a nice lad. He'll throw his arm around him. He'll do that kind of stuff. And Nick has been around in the division as well, so he's been up and down with Bunclody. And I was impressed with him last year, even though they lost to Ross Celtic in the cup final. I actually was impressed with him. I thought they done really well. They played a nice style of football. But look at the Premier League, we both know it's all about the start. And if they can get a start and get a jump start on some clubs, and actually they could be okay.
Probably one of the few teams in it that maybe are not affected by GA, so they will have that too much. I know they'll have one or two, but they're probably the least affected, I'd say, by the GA. Along with Gorey, I'd say.
Now there's rumours that PJ Mulhall might be retiring. PJ's been a great servant to him, but in that, I'm damn sure PJ will come back and fill in that number 6 position in a few games if they ever need it, sitting in and things like that, because he's a great footballer. He plays with his head, so he wouldn't need to be physically fit to get around the pitch, but he will be a loss if he is gone.
Yeah, another team a regular then in the Premier for the last couple of years, Fort Celtic, pushed on last year. I think everyone's maybe expecting them to maybe push for the title this year or be closer to the top end of the table. What do you think yourself?
I personally do. I do think they've had a tough start. In the fixtures, if you look, they've Gorey this weekend. I think they've North End the third weekend in the season, so it's a tough start. They'll also, with St. Martin's down in intermediate football, they may have lost some of the lads there, because you would expect St. Martin's to get to the latter stages of that. So they should be getting to the latter stages of senior, never mind intermediate football. But look at Chris is doing a great job down there. He came in there a couple of years ago. They look like they're a club that's going forward. I was talking to Mark Roach earlier on in the day, and he was saying that they have some great plans down there. They're in a big catchment area in Pearsestown. So look, I can see him continue to grow. They might not be as close, I think, to the top 3 this year, but I do see him grow. I was really impressed with Ryan Busher last year, and they've a good. Don't forget they won the Youths Premier
last year, Youths Division 1 the year before.
Justin McMahon, and there's a Jeffers chap, and there's a couple of others that are very, very good in that. So if they can blend them in, I think they'll go quite well.
Brought Neil Dempsey into the management team as well, so he'll add to him as well.
Yeah, Neil. Yeah, so Neil have plenty of time. He's a handy job there, so plenty of time to get in, do a bit of coaching.
Oh man, Nicky. And then Wexford Bows, under new management, Dodger are gone after a good few years. Nicky Hines in over him. How do you think they'll fare?
Yeah, this one, it's a bit of a strange one. To be honest, I didn't see Nicky taking the job. Even though he had said it a couple of times to me in during the off season, but I'm still surprised when I actually heard that he was gone in to do it. Look at Nicky's a Wexford Bows man. He genuinely. I've sat in a couple of meetings. He only sees black and white. Wexford Bows. He doesn't see any other colour, to be honest with you. So look, he's another one with a tough job. Bows have a nice squad there. I personally think they've underachieved. Like you look at the amount of players in Wexford, and they can't keep saying North End because they sign players from everywhere. They don't sign them just from Wexford Town. So Wexford Bows have a massive catchment there of Wexford Town lads. So for me, they're probably underachieved the last few years, and that's where Nicky has to. And I'm not blaming Dodds on that. I think as a group, I think they could have done a little bit better. I thought they were going to build when they won the Wexford Cup a few years ago, and they probably didn't go on from that. But keeping PJ and Tiernan Rossiter,
they've committed to him for the
and
year.
the likes of Todd Hines and them staying in and around. I know they lost a
They're
couple,
flood,
but yeah, look, they definitely have potential. It's about going
I
on
think
a run
they've
now.
signed a player from Leinster Senior League, Paul Lynch. They have Shane O'Neill in, Mossy Campbell. I think is back after a few years out, and they have Marty O'Connor back as well. So he's strengthened the squad as well from the players he's lost. He's lost a few to North End, which will hurt him, but at least they've got players in. So for me, they're always again another place where no one will like going.
No, definitely not to Drina.
I'm disappointed to see Dodger going out of the league. I think Dodger was a great manager and a great character, but I would have come up against Nicky in the youths a lot. He's a great man on the sideline. You can have a bit of a banter and a row with him, but that's the end of it after the game. So I think he'll add to the Premier. I think Nicky will.
Good. So you reckon he'll be one to look out for?
Yeah, he might be the new me and you.
Best of luck to him.
And another.
He better have a big checkbook.
Crossabeg then.
Yeah.
Set up last year when everyone probably thought they were shoo-ins to go down, but Joe pulled a bit of a miracle by keeping them up. I think some people, to me, it's not a surprise. I know Joe fairly well. I know what he's capable, and he have a good squad of players there. He's had to bring in a couple of good signings in Evan Roach, keeper. Now he's two good keepers along with Owen Halligan as well. So you know yourself, having one good keeper is great, but if you have, I personally think to do well in the Premier, you need two keepers.
No,
in
definitely.
that position, the two Sinnets that you would know fairly well, Brandon and Leon, are in. I think they've been going well in pre-season for him, so he's strengthened his squad. I think Warren Maddock was back from a long-term injury as well, so and I think it's his third year working with the Crossabeg lads, so they'll know him better. I think they could be another surprise package this year to go a bit further up the table than people think.
Do you? Yeah, look, they're definitely strengthened, and especially in areas where like you need to be strong down that core. Joe, for me, is definitely one of the up and coming. Well, when I say up and coming managers, he's only just gone 40, so he's been around the game a long time. But yeah, look at he has to. There's probably a little bit more pressure on him this year than there ever was, because I know the lads are backing him down there. They're after buying into everything that he's saying down there, so there probably is a little bit of pressure on him. What's a successful season for Crossabeg? Is it finishing 5th, 6th, or would Joe like to be higher, or is it just staying in the Premier? That's where they have to probably kind of judge themselves on. And
I'm only speaking from the outside in, for people in Crossabeg, probably staying in there again, or maybe finishing just above the bottom three. But knowing Joe will believe that he'll be home now, believing that they can win the league. That's the way he is, and that's what he'll be aiming for.
They're the aspirations he needs.
Yeah. So no, I think they'll surprise teams again this year. He'll have him playing football. He great result last year against Gorey. I think that's what kind of kept him up that draw down in Gorey that year. Move on then to another team, Mine Rangers, under new management.
Yeah. So
a lot of new. I was going to say new players. A lot of players back. Stu Donahue are back in. Sean Miller's back in. Dara Roach is back in. Bill Pear, I think, is back in now as well. I think Dylan Brown now is going to be back too from Carlow Kilkenny. And then they've also signed Ricky Fox and Liam Moore. So they're going to be a lot stronger squad than last year.
Definitely a lot stronger. Yeah, look at it. Looks good for him on paper. Keeping all them egos is going to be a tough job for Sean. Like you look at, and let's be realistic, the last couple of years, the Mine have definitely underachieved. They won a Premier League, and then the lads decided to shut up shop, really, didn't they? A lot of them pick and choose to go here, there, everywhere. So if Sean Kenny, should I say, and who I have great respect for as a player, he was a great player for Shamrock Rovers. He done it all. He went up and done the same with the Mine, and I'm damn sure there will be no stone unturned with Sean over the team. He has a tough job with all the egos. Like you're handling lads who have won senior hurling, senior football, Premier Leagues, Wexford Cups. Keeping them happy is going to be his toughest job, because potential to have they definitely can be competing at the very, very top, potential winners. But it's keeping them 15, 20 guys happy every Sunday, and that's where they need it. And to be honest with you, there's a shot at the lads up there in the Mind that probably could have done with a kick in the hole, and I'm damn sure Kenny will come in and do it. And I spoke to Ricky Fox and Sean Miller. Both them lads played for me for years, and they've gone up there because they needed the kick in the hole too. They needed to take their heads out of their arses. They've loads of potential, and hopefully that'll fire them on and give them another life in football and go on and trying to achieve something.
Yeah, look, they've had a very good pre-season. Thought a lot of lads they're loving everything Sean is doing. I think you've a great background team with him, with Eddie and Brian Balfe and John Timmins. Timmins will know all the players. Boys mightn't know as much well as Timmins, so I think he'll be a great asset knowing all the players. Yeah, I think Ricky Fox could be a game changer for him personally. I think after managing him over the years, I think Ricky will be. I think he'll dovetail in lovely with likes of John, Connor, Shadi, Lenny, and these lads. So and had to have experience to be out. Big tip on for him probably will be Pat Isle has committed for the season. I think that's massive. And again, going to two keepers of Jack Morris, not Roach, he killed me. In from back, he's committed out for the goal as well. He could even push Pat for the first team goal, in fairness. But he was playing on 21 football last year, so to have a squad, Sean have a big job in his hand. But from knowing him personally and working with him, I don't think there's a better man for the job personally.
No, I definitely agree. And as I said, there definitely be no stone unturned with Sean. He was thorough when he played. Sean would have no problem with coming to us and telling us if he thought we were wrong when we were picking teams or organising stuff. So like, and that was the detail he had as a player. I can only imagine the detail he has now going in to manage. So look at it. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Sean does and in handling, because we both know what it's like to handle players, and that's a really encouraging thing. Also, I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of formation he goes out with. Like Sean, we would have always played a 3-5-2. He always seemed to like that, but as a player, but would he like it now as a manager? So it's going to be interesting to see what he settles down and does. Does he have the legs? Like, you still have Rory O'Connor there, who's been such a good servant to the Mine over the years. You've James Pear, another great chap. And there's loads of potential still with the likes of Liam Evans, and I know Danny Bruce is injured, but he was another chap who had very good. And look, Sean, he have his hands full, but to be honest with you, he has a nice job to start off with, because nobody really will probably be expecting to Mind to be where they are, or where I think they could be. And I genuinely do think they could definitely push to win that league if they get off to a good start and keep Pat Isle and these lads.
Yeah, I suppose the next club then is the team they're playing on Sunday is Ferns. Had a great season last season, getting to the cup final. I think they finished in the top four as well. I think they'll be looking to push on. I think Anton Larkin is a great signing for him for the goal. It means they won't. I even played a lot of last season in the goal for him. It means they can have him out the field from the start. I think these are another team. I think these could be in a title race. Personally, Ferns.
I did. I genuinely did. But I'm kind of after hearing that the lads are kind of the Aldgate trio, breaking the two cases. They could be playing football now for Aldgate and taking that quite serious. So plus you'd never know what will happen further down the field. Like if you look at Ferns last year, they got off to a great start to 10 or 11 wins in a row. That gave them the confidence to continue on. They'll have to definitely do that again. Anto is definitely a great signing. Stewie Lawler, Stewie's won everything. I think he's on about signing up there, or I think he has signed up there. He's had his own tragedy lately, and he has he has a long road ahead of him. But maybe he might use that as an outlet, and it'd be great to see Stewie back on a football pitch, and giving him that hour and a half or 2 hours release. I hope he does go up and play with him, because he was a great player in his day, and it'd be good to see him back on the field. But going back to Ferns, they still have Mikey Dempsey, they've Ducker, and they've a load of experience. The lads have all another year under their legs, so if they can get a lot of rely on your Connor Jordans, your Kieran Murphys, these guys, because the older lads have been there and done it, and they need them, and they also need Ryan Nolan to buy into it for a full year.
And they've a lot of youth though, and a lot of speed. I think they're one of the quickest teams around.
Yeah,
Byron Jordan, Connor Jordan. I think Martin is a top manager. I think Ducker's gone in as player coach with him now as well, which will be very good.
Yeah. So I know, look, Martin is very good as well. He's been around a number of years. I call Martin a thinking man. You know, like while you will hear him effing cursing on the sideline, he will be a deep thinker, and he's a very good manager. Yeah.
And we move on to, I suppose, one of the clubs everyone is interested in this year is how they're going to get on after a man being over for 31 years. Is North End. Denny Carty's gone in as the manager. How do you think that's going to fare for them?
Disastrous. No. Denny, in fairness, look at anybody going in to fill John Godkin's boots are have a tough job. The only thing is, I definitely feared. I thought the two roads might have left. I thought that maybe there might have been a few retirements with Shane finishing, and maybe a couple of the others, maybe Lee Wadding. But even there was kind of rumours that Adam Beery might not have played. But what I've been told, all of them are back. Robin Dempsey's back training. They've re-signed him and Joseph. Lee Walker. We said we went back with two goalkeepers. They've Jason Maguire, they've Lee Walker. And look at, let's be honest with you, Denny's one of the best coaches there is in the county, if not the best. And if he can't get a tune out of him, then they're under pressure. Plus they also have still probably the best player in the league in Paul Spot Murphy. So no, I wouldn't be writing off North End.
I think he's made 3 good signings, especially in the midfield too. He's given him legs in Keane Carty and Kieran Page, both from Bows. Well, I think Keane was out in England last year playing as back, and then they've Peter Marsden. Look, we both know Peter's going to give him goals.
Well, actually, do you know something that surprised me, because I spoke to Denny Carty about taking over the North End job, and he told me he was going for youth. And the first player he signed was older than Denny, in Peter. But look, Peter's a great footballer. To be honest with you, I'm not surprised he signed. I think actually the style of play that North End play, well, definitely that they did play under Goggy would have suited him, because if you look at John Lester, never got around the pitch. Peter Marsden's an intelligent footballer, so I think it may suit him they down there. Because they don't rely. Oh yeah, but he is. I can see him playing deeper this year. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't see him playing up top. I can see him playing in a deeper role for North End. I haven't seen them play yet, but I'm just thinking that way.
Yeah, I think pre-season has been going okay for them. I think maybe they're going to be a few injuries at the weekend, and I think Electric Picnic maybe. I think Kieran Page and Keane Carty are massive signings for them, because they're very good footballers to play, but to probably give them in the midfield what they haven't had is that bit of speed and legs. So,
but also I thought last year North End maybe conceded a few goals that they would normally not. Now you look, if you've Robin Dempsey back, and I'm told that Craig McCabe is back, and Eamon Joseph, like the three of them are absolutely brilliant defenders. Plus, don't forget, do to get Dale Flynn back this year as well. Dale missed the whole of last year. Well, maybe if he's back kind of towards Christmas, he'd be some addition going in. So like North End potentially could have a whole new back four in playing, which is massive.
I think they'll definitely be up there. They'll be one of the favourites, if not the favourite. The only thing I suppose is that, and look, Denny is top class, we both know that, but it's just every club seems to struggle when there's a change of manager for such a long, and he's such success. The only thing is, I suppose Goggy will be in Denny's ear a little bit, and
that's 100%. But the other side of it is Denny has been in there.
yeah,
He's been in and around that dressing room. He's coached him on and off for a number of years. So I wouldn't fear too much about that. It's not a complete stranger coming in.
Next one we move on to is your own club, Shamrock Rovers. Ken Kennedy, he's in with him with Tucker O'Brien and Drac, I think, as well, is he?
Yes. So I to be honest, I thought it was only Ken and Tucker, but we were told today that Drac is in as well. Yeah, look, the lads have a tough job. It's definitely a rebuilding job. As I said, they lost Sean Miller and Ricky Fox. I've said it to the two boys. On paper, it looks like a massive loss, but maybe it might not be, because it's going to give 2 or 3 young lads an opportunity to come through. They still have a load of experience there. They still have
Podge Dial, Hopper Kenny, Emma Kirk,
Jono. They still have loads of experience. They've young Alan O'Connor back, who I was raging we lost him last year to Wexford FC, but he's a lad who I really, really like. If anybody can get anything out of Dapo, it'll be Ken. Ken has worked with him very well over a number of years, so him coming in is a very good signing. Even though he's been with the club for a few years, but if they could get him to buy into it.
Yeah, Paul Burns will be a big last time out of goal.
Yeah, well, Paul will be massive, and I don't think they've signed anybody yet. So Aaron Stafford looks like he could make the step up from the B team goalkeeper. While Aaron is a very shy chap and very easygoing, he's a very, very good goalkeeper. He's a very good shot stopper. He's just he has never given the chance to go into the first team goal. He was always happy to play with the B team. So if he believes in himself, he definitely could have the potential to fill that first team goal, because he's a great shot stopper. I
think just from talk around the county, a lot of people are writing him off that they could even be in a relegation, but I don't see it myself. I think people are forgetting how strong of a spine of a team they'll still have with the experience lads. Like, they're still going to have Ian Sinnott.
Yeah.
We mentioned Baugh, Emmett, Jono, Eddie's a good Hopper.
I know they definitely have good chaps.
7 or 8 very
and
strong.
And they've signed Luke O'Neill as well, you know.
Yeah.
So
and good young players there as well.
So.
And I think Ken will do a good job with him. He'll know a lot of young fellas, and I think if the other lads buy into Ken, and look, they know Tucker's there for years with him, so I don't think it'll be as bad off as people think.
No, but as I said, it's probably rebuilding. Like Shamrock Rovers, they want to be competing at the very top. I think probably mid-table finish should be a bit more realistic this year, because it's definitely rebuilding. The likes of young Scobie and Killian Murphy and these chaps, these will improve. Keane O'Connor, they'll improve again. Now we lost Jamie Ronan. Jamie was a good chap, but hopefully they'll keep the likes of Dara Harris and them and give them another year, maybe 2 years just learning, and within 3, 4, 5 years, if they keep that squad together, they could definitely be back competing at the very top.
And we move on into the final club. I think it's the final club anyway. Champions last year, Gorey Rangers.
Yeah.
So Willie's still there again. A lot of people are predicting him to maybe dominate Wexford football for the next couple of years. Personally, I'll say it here now, I think they will win it this year. I just think all the other teams under new management, teams that could challenge under new management, they know what they're doing. I just don't see him. I know that Breslin has left, got Arcletown, I think.
Yeah,
he's the only one they've lost. I think they've brought in Cregan chap, is it?
They've brought in Killian Gilligan.
Gilligan, sorry.
Killian Gilligan. And they've brought in a couple of the Brennans. Do I think they should win? Do I think they can win it 100%? Do I think they should win it 100%? Do I think they will? I'm maybe not 100% sure, because a lot of it, I think, Paul Murphy, the centre half, a lot of it will depend on him, and Cormac Breslin not being there. So filling the two of them voids could be massive. I'm not saying
Yeah, look,
I think
9 times out of 10 I would agree with you about Paul Murphy, but I think they found a gem in his partner last year in Sean Murphy, so I don't think Paul will be as big of a loss if he's going to miss the first couple of games. I think Sean proved he's
Sean
up
is
there with him,
definitely
yeah.
every bit. Sean was absolutely when we
Phenomenal in
say
the
a
last couple of
find,
games,
he was you knew about him for a long time. And look at Ryan Cullen will definitely fill in that position, but for me, the only other player in Wexford that can compete with Spot Murphy as number one would be Paul Murphy of North End or of Gorey. So it's strange that they're two Paul Murphys, but for me, they're the two best players in Wexford by a standout mile, and filling them positions are both tough. What I found with Cormac Breslin last year, while he never got on the headlines, his movement created so much space for Paul Brennan. Cormac Breslin used to just make little runs over to the left or to the right and just pull a centre half away, and Paul Brennan loves cutting inside to get his shot off. And if the whoever's going in centre forward this year, if he's not intelligent to make them runs, they could block out the space. Like Adam Terrett is probably straight line running one of the quickest and definitely the most dangerous in the Wexford Premier League. To be letting him run at you is just an absolute disaster. But he needs somebody who's going to create that space for him to run into as well. So look, they should definitely win it. They're the steadiest side. Willie's been there a couple of years. He's a very good manager. He proved that last year. And
the only thing they might find difficult is probably new to him this year is that their second team was in Division 1 and strong. Look, you've had it, I've had it. When you're managing the Premier and your B team's in Division 1, it's harder to keep your squad together because lads are looking and go back and play a high standard here in Division 1 and compete in it.
Well, I think that's happened already, like with the Baxter chap and Killian Cush. I think the both of them have gone back to play Division 1 football. So no, definitely. Plus, defending champions, a lot of teams may just come and set up shop and you just have to break them down. So that'll be another test to them. But look, they definitely have the talent. They definitely have the ability. It's about having the right attitude. And as I said, Paul Murphy could be home, I don't know. But if he's out in Australia for another 6 or 8 months or a couple of months, he's a big hole to fill.
Yeah, look, went all well in 4 of them last year, getting to the semi-final, 2 finals. I think they'll see themselves being able to go win maybe 2 3 this year. So that's why I think maybe the thing with Division 1 and the squad might hinder them a little bit. But I still think they'll win the league. Just they don't concede goals.
No, they don't. And they've signed a goalkeeper, haven't they? Gary, has Gary gone up there? Gary Murphy?
No, he hasn't.
Oh, has he now?
No.
I thought they were signing him. So.
No, I don't think he went anywhere. I think he's still with United.
All right. So.
Yeah. But even at that, they don't concede goals. I think that's the big thing. If you don't concede goals, you always have a chance to win the game. That'd be the big thing for me. I just don't see past them. Suppose now we'll maybe predict 1 to 11 in the Premier. Be brave.
Yeah, sure. Do
you want to go first or will I go first?
Sure, I go first, I suppose. So I don't want people thinking you're following me.
Definitely don't do that.
So, Gorey Rangers, North End, Des Moines. They're the top 3 for me. I think I definitely think it's going to be very closely run. If you look at it last year, it went to a playoff. So I don't think there's a massive amount between North End and Gorey as it is. And I just think with Des Moines coming into it, they may now sneak points off of a North End and a Gorey to bring them back into it. So I can see kind of maybe 4 or 5 points separating the top 3. So do you want to go with your 3 or will I go with my to 11?
Continue to your 11 there.
Then 4th, I have Ferns. I think they might get off to a bit of a slower start this year, but I think they definitely have the ability to hang on in around the top 4. Fort Celtic as well, because I think I have them in 5th. Shamrock Rovers 6th. And Wexford Bows coming in at 7th. And then the bottom 4 positions, I have Bunclody just to edge out Crossabeg. And obviously that leaves Ajax and Campile in the bottom 2. So I think it's going to be close between Bunclody and Crossabeg for for the kind of the last third place playoff. Might not come down to it. Gorey could finish in the top 3 or North End in the Division 1, so it may not come down to it this year, but that's what I have anyway. And
look, my top 4.
Hopefully I haven't upset anybody.
You upset people? Never. My top 4 is same. I think Gorey are going to win it. I think North End push them close again. I think it could be as close as last year again to a playoff. I do think they're going to have 2 teams a lot more closer to them this year. I think mine are going to be right up there. I also think that Ferns team, I think some of the GA hurlers have committed to him as well, like Savine Burnell. So I really do think Ferns will be up there. I think it actually could be similar to 2019. I think it could be a 4-horse race for a lot of the season. I think personally that I think then there could be a bit drop off to the rest. I'll go with Shamrocks 5. I'll go across the Beg 6, Bows 7, 4 Celtic 8, and then the bottom 3 of Bunclody, Camp Highland, Ajax. And I just think Ajax will last too many players to really to compete. But look, could surprise us.
Yeah, hopefully to do. It'd be great to see it. And it's not easy tipping one of your town teams to go down, but look, that's what we're here to do. As I said, hopefully we haven't offended. Well, you're definitely not offending your friend Joe and you by putting across the Beg in 6.
Okay, I go by the squad of players. Look, I go by the squad of players that I see all the clubs have, and I just think they have a good squad. I just think Ferns have a good squad. It's going to be an interesting season, I think.
No, definitely.
It's good. We're going to move on to Division 1. Division 1 is sponsored by 4-Star Pizza this year. Teams in it are Bridge Rovers, Shelburne, Cork, Ramblers, under new management as well, ain't they?
Yeah, John Fanning.
Rosslare Rangers, Cortown, North End second team, Clabon, Ross Celtic, Glen Barntown, Gorey Rangers second team, and All Blacks. I suppose we're just talk. Yeah, for me it's Cortown, and I think I said it near the end of last season. If all the players stayed and the management stayed, I think they'll come straight back up. And I think as a club, they all deserve credit. 2 or 3 then Cortown players could have went easily into Gorey. I think they would have took them with open arms, but Stead Lyle, Stephen is Stead Lyle. I actually don't think anyone's going to come close to him in it personally.
I would be inclined to agree with you. For me, Stephen is one of the best managers in Wexford as well. Anytime I've seen him or do stuff, I always thought he was exceptional. So he stayed on, which was great. Keeping Matty Kavanagh, keeping Michael Kinsella there as well. I hear to have Collie back. If Collie comes back, that's an absolute game changer.
To have Collie and Matty Kavanagh, two of the better players in the county.
Yeah. They'd walk. They'd grace any team in Wexford. The 2 lads would. And look at they're a massive club. You can see on their social media, they're really pushing things. Look at, they had a bad year. They've had a tough couple of years, but maybe this sometimes the club just maybe need a little shake, and hopefully this is one of the clubs that got a shake. I think Core Ramblers won't be too far away. John Fanning's gone down there. He'll definitely love getting in there. I think it's a job that John will like to try and improve, because he lives in Enniscorthy, he teaches in Wexford, and he's took a job down Welton Bridge. So he'll definitely relish the challenge.
It's not a good fit, I think.
It is
for
a good
him
fit.
and Cora,
yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, and look, he has a reputation of being a very good coach. I've never really worked with John or anything like that, so I'd be definitely following Cora. And they've some good players. Gareth McCurtain, they've John Staples back. They're just to name a couple of lads, but they're good little setup.
Ian Harney, though, haven't they?
No, Harney's still there. They've lost one chap. Alright, I think he's gone to Australia, but no, look at Cora going to be thereabouts. And like, don't forget, you have North End's B team, you have Gorey's B team.
2 of them are going to be high
Them
up.
2 squads are going to be strong. You've Clabon, who are always thereabouts.
Yeah, I would have tipped Clabon.
There's a lot of talk of All Blacks. They've been very strong over the last few years, and Shane Pettit has signed him for him. Trevor Rankin or Kyle Rankin and Trevor's son is a good player, so you wouldn't rule them out. Shelburne are dogged on their day. Another one, Bridge Rovers is a tough place to go. So that division is going to be really, really tight. Probably see Cortown shading it, and the rest of it is going to be tight.
Yeah, anyone could really get relegated or promoted out after that. I think Clabon would be one maybe I would have predicted maybe earlier on in the year to challenge to get back into the Premier, but I think when the intermediate hurling, they're going to have the club championship now coming November, and I think that's going to hurt them because
could happen. But
they'll find themselves.
Look at the success the Ferns built off of last year. They went on and had a really strong soccer year after the
we did as
so
well.
it could be
Well,
confidence.
but I just think Clubon will fancy their chances in the intermediate hurling championship, so I think the players will commit to that. So I think they might struggle player wise. As you said, I think North End and Gorey, the 2 second teams in it, will be very strong. Barntown, don't know what you get with Barntown. It could be
massive population down there. Again, like
if
suburb
GA
of
works out for them and get players back, they could be very strong as well. Ross Celtic will look to
definitely
drive on with Brian. So
that's one we even missed him, and Brian is another one there. Like is a great manager, done a fantastic job with him. They're a sleeping giant at the minute, and like they're definitely a club who would love to get back into the Premier, second most successful club in the whole of Wexford. So they won't want to be down in the divisions much longer, and Brian definitely would have the drive and the ambition to be in the Premier within this time next year, I'd say.
You got to predict who'll get promoted. Then I'm going to predict actually no one to get promoted out of it. Well, it'll be first the league to sort out. I'm going to go for Gorey second team and North End second team to finish in the top 3 with Cortown. I just think they've strong squads and there's
I think Cora could definitely finish up around there. To be honest, I think it's very, very tough to call that one. As you said earlier on there, like Gorey and North End's first team squads, if they're going really, really strong and Denny and Willie don't allow players to drop back, could hinder their chances a bit. So look, it'll be interesting to see.
We'll move on then to Division 2. Apex Leisure Centre sponsoring them this year. We have Adamstown, Curraclaw, Enniscorthy United, Fort Celtic, second team Killarney Wanderers, Kilmore United, Rantanure, St Joseph's, Tom Brack, Bow second team, and Wexford Celtic. What do you fancy out of that? I think Joseph's one jump out for me.
Definitely be thinking. You would definitely think St Joseph's 100%. You could probably
2 promoted teams actually. I think will be strong at Rantanure will be strong in that.
Right, definitely. Tom Brack, while they had a great run for a number of years there, they seem to have gone backwards. Even though I know the lads are doing a great job down there, and they're pushing the club down there as much as can. They've some very good players still dotted around the pitch. I'd probably see them in the top 3 or 4. But definitely St Joseph's for me.
Yeah, I think Joseph's Rantanure for me will be, even though they're 2 promoted. Another one of our neighbours, Enniscorthy United, got relegated. I think they'll be under new management as well.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, definitely.
Bobby Foley,
Bobby and the lads. Yeah, so look, it'll be interesting to see how Bobby settles in. But I just think St Joseph's probably have a little bit more momentum. They're coming up. I always fear for a team going down. I think sometimes doesn't always happen. I think sometimes they may settle for a year or 2 before they come back. Yeah,
I'll go for Joseph's to win that, and maybe another team actually there. I see Killarney Wanderers have always been in around Division 2. In fairness, haven't went much lower ever really, have they? They could be
no. They won't be far off of it. But
shout out to them actually. I'd say that's probably the best social media set up in the whole league. In fairness to them as a club.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah.
Move on, Division 3. TJ Murphy sponsoring it. Ballymurn, Camolan, Duncannon, Enniscorthy Town, Fastnet, Gorey Celtic, mine second team, Islegate, St Leonard's, Shamrock Rovers, Tamun. I suppose I'm going to start this with as a county board member asking you, how are St Leonard's in this division?
And I'm not here as a county board member, and that's how I'm answering it.
I'll let you away with it. I just looking from it, this division, and it's not sitting on a fence, but I wouldn't even dare try to predict, because anyone could win this and anyone get relegated. It's probably the hardest division to call. There's serious strong teams in it. Cromwell. I suppose the Town, you probably look at maybe the one you wouldn't think would drive for promotion.
And I'm not. You just asked me about St Leonard's, but I know they're struggling down there. They're struggling to field teams. They struggled last year, so I think they might struggle again this year. Enniscorthy Town have had it tough for the last couple of years, but I see Andrew O'Brien gone in there, and
shout out to Andrew Fairness for taking it on, trying to revitalise that club.
He's doing everything he can in his own power to get it going. So look, You'd hope for the best for the two of them because they're two great clubs. They've been around for donkey's years. You don't want to see them falling any lower. Top of that division, I think Fastnet. They're so south of the county from us. We don't hear a whole lot about them, but Fastnet, Ballymurn, don't think they're going to have it all their own way this year.
And a great sign in Ricky Dwyer.
Well, I don't think that's done yet either. Similarly, he was out there, but I think Dougal's gone back to the beach surfing.
If he does go to him,
sure, he's way too good for that little league, to be honest. But Fastnet, Ballymurn, look, you could throw a hat over any of them there, but
I'll be strong.
I'll get mine. Well, sure, you're telling me that Dylan Brown is going to be on the mine B team this year, so look, we'll have to wait and see.
Did I say that, by the way?
No,
I said he was back. And I looked to do fairness, Kieran O'Neill, another young fella, to take him over. We'll see him there last night. They have a strong squad. He was able to put out 2 different 11s last night in a practice match. From not having a B team a couple of years ago, after being so strong, it's great. They were right up to Division 1. So yeah, look.
And I just give a shout out to Paul Burns. Like, Paul has come back down to the club after being in Dublin for a few years.
In Australia.
In Australia, and Paul's been doing a great job. I know he was contacting me about different stuff for the club and the work that he's doing in the background there. And he's another good player that he'll love throwing a tackle in and around that division. Yeah,
it'll be good. I still think, as I said, it'll be hard to call, but I'd love to see St. Leonard's squad. If it's a strong squad, you'd imagine they'll be near the top 5. I know what you're saying, but if all the Gussaron lads play with them, which they usually do, in fairness.
Yeah, ifs, buts and maybes. We'll see come May.
Move on to the Division 3A. We've Blackwater, Bree, Bunclody second, Courtown second, Cushinstown, Enniscorthy United second, Feathered, Glenbarntown, Kilteely, Rosstown and Rosslare Strand. I suppose looking at that straight away, with all the success at underage, you'd think Rosstown down that division would be, you'd imagine, would be strong enough for it.
Rosstown plus obviously there must be a little bit of a feel good factor. Rosslare Strand are back in the league, so they're back in. They're a first team, so look, you'd be kind of edging towards Rosstown. You'd be thinking that they could. Rosslare Strand, I'm sure maybe Danny Riley is back with him. You wouldn't know. Danny Riley's young lad there. Mason is a serious footballer. So look at you wouldn't rule out either of the two of them.
Bree, Blackwater.
Bree are another good side. I know they've after signing a few players for the first team and things like that. So
Feathered, you'd imagine Feathered would be
another first team, so
probably struggle with GA though, I'd say.
Look at that could go. Them divisions are so hard to call. It's all about the start. Yeah. But I'd definitely be having a sneaky look at Rosslare Strand this year.
Yeah, I think Rosslare Strand and I think Rosstown, with all the underage success they've had, and whatever. The next division is Division
4A.
Division 4. So we've Camolan second team, Cairn, Clabon second team, Crossabeg second team, Curraclaw second, Fern second, Goy Rangers third, Ross Birkin, Rosslare Rangers second, St. Cormac's and the Balloch. I suppose we just mentioned Rosslare Strand come back. It's great to see St. Cormac's back in the league as well. Yeah,
St. Cormac's one of the founder members of the league, and the only country team I think to have won the Premier League. So look, it's great to see them back. I was talking to James Sweeney there during the week, or was it last week? It was one of them anyway, and he was saying that they're delighted to get back in. He said that they're delighted to be down low in the divisions as well, because he was just saying that they're going to be quite young. They have a lot of youth players playing. Look, it's great to see him back in. Dylan, who do we hear with us? He's shouting up Ross Birkin.
Tipped Ross Birkin tonight,
so we'll see how he goes, whether he knows anything about it or not now in the next.
Again, for me, just with all the underage success they've had and how good that club was just going on there, Goy Rangers C team, I think have to be in with a shout there as well.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Obviously, it'll depends on who drops back to him, but there's they've a big scope for players down there, so they could definitely be at the top.
And the other first team along in that with the Balloch and St. Cormac's and Ross Birkin is Cairn. It's great to see club sort of new club there, relatively new the last couple of years, still going strong in fairness to them.
Yeah, they're doing great work down there.
Mm.
I've actually never been down around the pitch or anything, so but look at it's great to see him down there.
Yeah, move on then to Division 4A, sponsored by Butcher's Best. It's teams in our Ajax second, Bridge Rover second, Cam United, Campile United, Fort Celtics third, Kilmore second, New Ross third, St Joseph second, Shelburne second, and Wexford Bows third. I suppose when you look at that, to shout out that there's only the one first team Cam United in it, another club that's kept going all the years, like Colin Flynn and all in it.
Yeah.
Doing,
So I
great
know. I
work to
think
keep.
Darren Blackburn is another one
One
doing great
is,
work out
yeah.
there.
I'm very strong on underage again.
Yeah,
actually.
and I see the other day there on social media the new jerseys, and they looked really nice. In fairness, Ricky Fox used to always tell me, if you look nice, you'll play, or if you look well, you'll play well. So maybe them Cam lads will do the same thing. But look, you have to kind of fancy them as a first team.
For Celtics third team coming up.
Don't forget they won the
Division 5.
Last year. Nibs and all them, they were experienced players, so they could have a shout in that as well. So yeah,
Campile second. I think they're usually strong enough, ain't they? Campile second team.
Yeah, they could be.
Kilmore had a good season last year in the cup run as well, so I think they'll be pushing for that.
Yeah.
And we move on to the last division then, in the men's section, Division 5. Streamline Technologies are sponsoring this. So we've Adamstown second team, All Black second team, Camolan third team, Castle Dockrell, Corrock second team, Furnace third team, Gorey Celtics second, Wexford Celtics second, Bree second, Fastnet second, Ratnure second, and Tombrack second.
Just the one thing that you said there, and it just jumped out at me straight away. Camolan's third team, like that's a fabulous effort from Camolan for such a small village to have 3 men's soccer team. And playing out of it, it's a fantastic effort by the club, and you'd love to see him do well now, but it's for them to be able to produce 3 teams every week is a serious effort, so I want to say fair play to them.
Yeah, to everyone in the club. I think the standout for me that would be, again, there's only first team in it, is Castle Dockrell, but if all their youths I think are staying on from last year, you'd imagine that would be, I know they're going to struggle probably with the GA first couple of games, but I think even at that they'll have enough there to catch up with everyone. That
youth team was very, very impressive last year. So if
I know a lot of them are still youths this year again.
Yeah. If Castle Dockrell do get some of them lads through, they could potentially run away with that division. But there's a lot of ifs and buts in getting them through. So but I'd love to see him come through. They could definitely do something in it.
Yeah, I think you're saying about Camolan, and even the teams there that have the second teams, the Breeze, Fastnet, they're only relatively back.
Yeah, Richie Walsh, the bookmakers, over them. So they could be, Richie now being a bookie, they could be the dark horses to throw a few pound on.
Tombrack, another club from a small area, always had to produce two teams in fairness to them. So
no, look, you have to say congratulations to the likes of them clubs for producing it, coming from small little areas, getting the bones of 30 lads to tug out of a Sunday morning between 2 teams is no mean feat, and especially to do it as consistent as you have to for the Wexford League, and fair play to them. There's great work going on.
Yeah, look, we said earlier, we looked in depth there into the Premier and in Division 1, Division 2 a bit, but as the weeks go on, the next 2 or 3 weeks, we look in depth at all the divisions. On the show, we'll be able to maybe ring a few managers from the divisions, find out how it's going, but we will be looking in depth in all them divisions the next couple of weeks. So the Youth League then is another one. We've actually decided that we're going to do they're sponsored by Greentech Technologies, the whole youth section. We're going to do a show in the next week or 2 just on the youths itself. I think it deserve it as someone that's managing the Youth League. It's the bread and butter for a lot of the clubs. Yeah. Again, it's one of the strongest youth leagues outside of Dublin. I think there's 4 divisions in it again, is it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Or 5, I think there's Premier and Division, and then there's Division 4. Yeah. So quality in it is always good. So I think it deserves its own little show, and with Greentech Technology sponsoring it as well, I think it'll be a great year for youth soccer in Wexford, and we've done under 19 league as well. We'll include that in the.
It's a great fit, and definitely I think the youth football deserves just a standalone show, and just to go on what you've said, Aidan, there, like we definitely will get down through all the divisions throughout the year. We're here to try and promote the league as in general. And just if any clubs have any information, to contact me or you, Aidan, you know, like, because the more information we get off the clubs, the easier it is for us. And
and
like
you said it earlier,
we'll try and do everything.
Is the app, even especially the teams down in the lower divisions, go with the app, put as much information as you can. We have it in our fingertips. We don't have to be bothering people. They don't have to take the time out to ring us. So I think that for me tonight is big call for people to use the app, use the live commentary in it, and for people to download the app and follow it is the big thing for me. Wexford League is changing, in fairness. They're trying to promote it better themselves. The app is going to help, so it's just we need buy-in from everybody. Yeah,
definitely. And just before we do finish up, I want to congratulate one of your club men, Festy, getting a call up to the senior squad, and it's a massive achievement, and fair play to him.
Yeah, look, as a club, we're delighted. He's international call up. Hopefully, he'll make his debut this time. His family, look, they're a great family. I know they'll be very proud today. As I said, as a club, we're very proud. But I think Wexford League should be proud of him. He started in the Wexford League, Schoolboys League. Look, he's a great chap, and I said it from day one, he's going places. You know, from day one, I think this is he keeps hitting the
target,
milestones every time. So he's a great start to the season. He deserves his call up. Look, thanks, Nicky, and again,
thanks, Aidan.
Thanks to the whole league. Big shout out to everyone taking part this weekend, especially
best luck to everybody.
Yeah, especially the referees. Look, everyone, thank you.
Bye bye.